Hello, and welcome to my Stardew Valley min-max and 100% perfection guide, where we are trying to earn as much money as possible in as little time as possible, and achieve the perfection goals as soon as possible. In this run, I have successfully achieved my goal of unlocking Skull Cavern on day 17, and was able to earn enough money to afford 640 starfruit seeds to plant on the first day of summer. Some other achievements include reaching level 4 fishing on day 2, obtaining the gold pickaxe on day 11, catching the legend fish on day 15, unlocking the vault bundle on day 17, reaching the bottom of the mines on day 17, and slaying 500 dust sprites by day 20 to obtain the burglar's ring. Interested in how I achieve all of this? In this video, I will give a recap of everything we did this first month and explain all of the tips and tricks I used to make this run possible. If you're interested in seeing this whole playthrough, I recommend watching from the beginning, and I will link the playlist in the video description. For those who have followed my previous videos, this will be a nice reflection on our run so far and looking at the goals moving forward. For those who have not watched other parts of this run, this video will be a nice summary of all we did in the first month of spring, and a nice overview of the min-max strategy used, being the Skull Cavern method. I first started this run back in January of 2021, shortly after the release of Stardew Valley's 1.5 update. I recorded all of my gameplay with intent to eventually make a video series on it. Within the run, I progressed to near the end of the first year, but did not make any videos on it. It was not until nearly a month ago I found the motivation to pick this project back up, and I started creating videos on my run by editing gameplay footage and doing my voiceovers. I have continued to release my videos on Tuesdays and Fridays since then, and have been enjoying it a lot. I've also received amazing feedback from the community here, and appreciate every single comment I have received, so thank you all for that. Because this run is slightly old, I now know of better strategies for min-maxing than I did before. This run was before I was aware of clay farming or the map predictor tool. Either way, this run was still very successful, and I will continue making videos explaining this run until we reach the 100% perfection mark. Having that said, let's begin the gameplay. We began, as all games do, on the creation screen. I chose to guarantee year 1 completable for the community center, and chose seed 8, which allowed me to get a quartz from a trash can on day 1. Looking back, I would recommend spending more time looking for a better seed, but we will make the most out of this one. The first day was simple. We started clearing the farm and gathered basic resources to have on hand, and to sell. We also met every townsperson except for Willie, who we met on the second day, where he gave us a fishing rod. Willie will start to sell an upgraded fishing rod, the fiberglass rod, for 1800 G once we reach fishing level 2. It is necessary to meet this criteria before Willie's closes at 5 p.m. so we can buy the fiberglass rod and bait. We continue fishing with our new rod and pass out on the dock. In this run, it is essential to use every second of the day, so passing out is necessary. When you pass out at the end of the day, you will lose 10% of your gold and wake up with much less energy. We combat this penalty by assuring we have little to no gold on us by the end of every day, and overcome the energy penalty from leveling up a skill. Whenever you level up a skill, you will wake up with full energy no matter what. Even on the days we don't level up a skill, it is still worth it to pass out because we restore our energy with food items. Our goal now is to gain enough money and resources to upgrade our basic pickaxe to gold tier. We will need 5 copper bars and 2000 G for the copper upgrade, 5 iron bars and 5000 G for the steel upgrade, and 5 gold bars and 10,000 G for the gold upgrade. We will earn the money from fishing and selling our fish and treasure chest loot. We will hope to get lucky and get the needed ores from fishing, but if not, we will buy the ores from Clint. we must also smelt the ores into bars, so we will keep a furnace by us at all times while we are fishing. In order to guarantee we unlock the furnace early on day 3 we will buy a single copper ore from Clint, throw it out of our inventory, then pick it up. This makes the game believe we earned our first copper ore, so the next day Clint will show up at our farm with the furnace recipe and we can start smelting ores. We will gather most of the copper for the first upgrade on day 5. On day 3, we will always go to the river for catfish, because it always rains on day 3. Any of the following days, we will go to the river if it rains, and if it does not rain, we will fish at the mountain lake. Catfish are very nice because they sell at a base price of 200G. However, they only spawn when it rains and in the river. With no rain, the next best option is the largemouth bass, which sells for a base price of 100G. And only spawns at the mountain lake. Day 4 we fish, and day 5 the mines are unlocked, so we attempt to gather any more copper we need for the first pickaxe upgrade, and then head to Clint's before he closes at 4 PM. We upgrade our pickaxe, and then stop at Pierre's to buy some kale seeds. We must farm kale in order to receive enough XP to reach farming level 6, unlocking us the quality sprinkler for summer. This first batch of kale will be just enough for us to unlock the low tier sprinkler, which we will utilize for our next kale harvests. On day 6, we continue the fishing grind. Day 7, we fish for the whole day, but must make a stop at Clint's to upgrade our pickaxe to iron tier. Day 8, we continue fishing and get lucky with 3 broken tritons. The broken triton will help us greatly when we return to the mines on day 11, or even better, if you get lucky and receive the Neptune's glaive. But it is also okay if you don't get lucky and receive neither, as you will find a weapon from the mines itself. On day 9, we fish and upgrade our pickaxe to gold, and reach fishing level 10. Day 10, we are still stuck fishing, but on day 11, we can finally pick up our gold pickaxe from Clint and head to the mines. With the gold pickaxe and broken trident in hand, we make it from floor 10 to floor 45 in a single day. On day 12, we continue mining and gain the resources to complete the boiler room bundle in the community center, unlocking us the minecarts. The minecarts are essential to unlock early on, as they allow us to travel around the map much faster. Having that said, it is necessary early on to talk to the wizard and unlock the bundle deciphering. The first bundle needed to complete is the spring foraging bundle, which is pretty straightforward. This unlocks the pantry and the fish tank. We will need to complete one more bundle in order to unlock the boiler room. The easiest to do is the crab pot bundle, where the items can be obtained from foraging, crab pots, or even getting a crab from one of the rock crabs in the mines. With these bundles completed, we can complete the boiler room bundle. This should be done as soon as possible. I managed to complete it on day 12. We finish up day 12 with mining, making it from floor 45 to floor 75. On day 13, we mine all the way to floor 100 to collect the star drop reward, but rather than continue downward, we must farm copper and iron ore so we can craft basic sprinklers for our next kale harvests. We will need 90 of each and 36 coal so we can smelt them into 18 bars in order to craft 18 basic sprinklers. We will also need 4900 G to buy 70 kale seeds. On day 14, we buy the kale seeds and plant them on our farm with the basic sprinklers. The seeds must be planted today so that the sprinklers can water them overnight, and so we can fit a second harvest of 70 kale seeds on day 21. From the remainder of day 14 until day 17, we have 2 main tasks. The first is 42,500 G to complete the community center's vault bundle, unlocking us the desert bus. We will earn this money mainly from fishing and selling minerals and other items we do not need. The second is to reach the bottom of the mines, floor 120, to obtain the Skull Key. These tasks will allow us to mine in Skull Cavern. For any of these days, if it rains, I recommend fishing as we can catch catfish from the river. More than likely, we will need to spend non-rainy days fishing as well in the mountain lake to earn enough money. Also, it is optional to catch the legend fish, which we do on day 15. The legend fish spawns near the log in the mountain lake only when it rains. The fish is worth a base price of 5,000 G, and with gold quality and the angler perk, we sell it for 11,250 G. It is also a goal of mine to catch every fish in the first year, so as necessary we catch the legend fish in this first month. We also upgrade our hoe to copper tier on day 15. Our goal is to have the gold hoe and the steel axe by the end of spring, so we will need to make periodic trips to Clint's in order to do this. Day 16 is another rainy day for us, so we can rack up more catfish and sell enough items to gain 42,500 G overnight. On day 17, we unlock the vault bundle and then reach the bottom of the mines and obtain the Skull Key. We also upgrade our axe to copper tier on this day, and then on day 19 we upgrade our axe to iron tier. At this point, the next day we will have access to Skull Cavern, but I spend a few more days in the mines farming dust sprites in order to obtain the burglar's ring. This is very optional, and there can be arguments to whether or not it is worth it spending time farming dust sprites for this ring, when time could be spent in Skull Cavern, but I end up choosing to go for the burglar's ring, and I'm able to receive it on day 20. I do believe the burglar's ring was worth it for me, as it increases the chance of loot from enemies, and I have noticed quite a bit more loot than usual in Skull Cavern while using it. After that, on day 20, we can head to Skull Cavern and start our iridium farming grind. We get a late start of around 2:30 p.m., but are able to make it down to floor 32 and collect a good amount of loot. On day 21, we must first harvest our kale, buy new kale seeds, and plant them. After this next harvest, we will have enough XP to reach farming level 6. We head to the desert and trade our jades for staircases. This trade is only possible on Sundays. We also utilize the ruby for spicy eel and diamonds for triple shot espresso. We can make these trades on any day. These food items increase our luck and speed, which go a long way in Skull Cavern. Another essential trade is the desert warp totem at the cost of 3 omni geodes. These will allow us to travel to the desert much quicker and sooner in the day. The artifact trove at the cost of 5 omni geodes is also useful, as we will use the geode predictor to get valuable items from these, such as golden pumpkins, pearls, and treasure chests. We finish up day 21 with another uneventful Skull Cavern dive, making it to floor 61 and gaining 63 iridium ore. On day 22, I have one of the luckiest Stardew Valley days ever. I go straight to Skull Cavern and get very lucky with finding ladders and holes. I focus on getting as far down as I can, as quickly as I can, utilizing bombs very generously and staircases when necessary. We get insanely lucky with 5 prismatic shards in one dive and 161 iridium ore. I definitely recommend checking out my day 22 video, as my luck was pretty insane. Days 23 through 26, we continue our Skull Cavern grind, trying to gather as much iridium ore as possible. It is very necessary to utilize bombs, as they allow gathering resources and progression in the mines much more efficiently. On day 23, we must upgrade our hoe to iron tier, and we buy 640 parsnip seeds, which we will plant on the last day of spring. This will allow our hoed farmland to stay hoed and watered overnight for the first day of summer. And all we will need to do is scythe the dead crops and then plant our starfruit seeds. Continuing day 23, we use a prismatic shard to obtain the galaxy sword, which will make slaying enemies much easier. We have a not so lucky day, only making it to floor 54 and obtaining 30 iridium ore. We reach level 10 mining and choose the blacksmith profession. which allows us to sell metal bars for 50% more. Iridium bars normally sell for 1000 G, so with our new bonus they will sell for 1500 G. It is always wise to wait until this bonus is unlocked before selling any bars in order to get maximum value from the bars. On day 24, we make it to floor 58 and gather 89 iridium ore. Day 25 is very important. We first must upgrade our hoe to gold tier. Next, we need 51,200 G for 640 deluxe speed grow, bought from Sandy at the Desert Oasis. This speed grow is necessary for us to fit 3 harvests of starfruit in the month of summer. She only sells deluxe speed grow on Thursdays, so this must be done today. We also pick up magic rock candy from the desert trader, costing us 3 prismatic shards, but will be very well worth it as it'll increase our luck tremendously when we use it tomorrow. We finish the day by making it to floor 101 and gaining 239 iridium ore. On day 26, we go straight to Skull Cavern and end up having one of our best hauls ever. For the first half of the day, we focus on getting as deep down in the mines as possible. We eat the magic rock candy later in the day and continue going deeper as we harvest large nodes of iridium ore. We managed to make it to floor 120 and gain 380 iridium ore in the single dive. With that, we are done with Skull Cavern for the month of spring. The last 2 days will be spent preparing our field for our starfruits. Before we get to those days, let's talk about the NPCs. For 100% perfection, we need to earn maximum hearts with all of the giftable NPCs. Since the first month's priority is min-maxing, we will mostly not focus on the NPCs at all, but will make exceptions for birthdays if gifting them is not inconvenient. We are able to give everybody gifts on their birthdays in the month of spring, except for Pierre, who doesn't deserve a gift. Just kidding, we have to spend the whole day of Pierre's birthday in Skull Cavern, as it is our final push day to gain tons of iridium ore. We must also skip the Egg Festival on the 13th and Flower Dance on the 24th in order to maximize our days to the fullest. The festivals are fun, but take up too much time. However, we will be able to attend all the festivals moving forward. We also do not focus on the museum collection, as we can complete this at any other time. We do donate artifacts since they don't sell for much, but rare gems and minerals we will sell most of the time because they are worth much more as money during the first month than as a donation. Later on in spring, when we have a lot of money, we may end up donating some more things, but overall, the museum is not the focus for the min-max run, and we will be able to complete it within the first year without any issue. On day 27, we harvest our kale and reach farming level 6, so tomorrow we can craft quality sprinklers. We spend a majority of the day clearing our farm to make room for fields of starfruit. At the same time, we make sure we have iridium or other ores smelting. We also upgrade our pickaxe to iridium tier so we can utilize a better pickaxe during summer. At this point, we have enough money for 640 starfruit seeds, but are short on gold ore to craft quality sprinklers. We head to the regular mines without a pickaxe and go floor to floor looking for clusters of gold to blow up with a bomb. On day 28, the final day of spring, we sell enough iridium bars and other items to gain 128,000 G the next day to buy our starfruit seeds. We spend a little time in the mines farming dust sprites to gather some coal for scarecrows and to smelt our ores with. Then we spend the majority of the day hoeing our field, placing our sprinklers and scarecrows, and planting the parsnip seeds, which will allow the tilled land to remain and plots to be watered overnight. With a time-crunched night, we managed to get around 480 plots secured to have starfruit seeds planted on the 1st of summer. After our first harvest of starfruit, We will expand our fields to hold up to 800 starfruit crops. We will also begin our tree farm for wood and oak resin, which will be located in the northern woods by the spa. We will need materials to craft lots and lots of kegs so we can turn our starfruit into wine. We will also continue completing community center bundles, catching new fish, completing quests, building and developing a coop, barn, and our house, and doing Skull Cavern dives to gather more resources and more iridium to sell for money to buy more starfruit seeds. If you are interested in seeing all of this happen, stay tuned for my next recap video, which will come after I complete my summer videos. If this run is interesting to you, please consider checking out the other videos where I will explain all of the tips and tricks I use to make this run happen. There will also be much more gameplay footage, but a lot of the tedious parts will be sped up so that viewing will be more enjoyable. Please consider subscribing if you would like to see the next videos, and if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking it. Most of all, feel free to leave a comment on what you enjoyed or any suggestions you have. I always appreciate every comment I receive. With that said, I thank you for watching, and goodbye.